welcome to the Thursday video. For today, I got something a little different, something that I have explored in the past. If you've been a long-time subscriber, you might know that I have quite a few manga. So my plan for today is to tap my collection. I'm gonna go through a couple of different titles that I've accumulated throughout the years. I don't know if they are duplicates from the last video that I've done on manga, because that was such a long time ago that I couldn't remember. There's no way I could remember. Also, I have my fake plastic fingernail thingies, which I will also try, but I think the first portion of the video will be of just my natural nails, which have grown a little, but it's a slow process. So this first manga is ReLife. You might be aware of its existence because it does have an anime. So if you're into anime, you might be aware of what it is about. It's basically the main character kinda goes back in time, but not really. It's more like he becomes young again and has to live through school life again in a way to fix himself, because he was a failed grown-up person. Yeah, it's really it hits hard if you're at that age where you've finished all your education and want to work, and you realize that you're not really in the place that you want to be. It's not that depressing, but it might send you crying from time to time, but also laughing. There's some humor to it, and a lot of fish out of water moments, which is like probably my favorite type of humor. Yeah, it's not like fantastic, it's not one of my favorites, but it is a solid show and a pretty good webcomic, which has as you can hear, it has a physical release as well. So, worth checking out. It's, you will get something out of it. Let me grab the next one. Next one is such a different sound. This is very old. I don't know when I bought it. Might have been like, let me actually see if there's a release date. This is from, oh my goodness, 2007. Oh, that's the copyright. That can't be right. That's the copyright for. It's the copyright for the translation. So that's not for the actual release that I have. There's no way it's that old. But it's like probably from 2010 or so. Well, it was first released in 2007, so 2010-ish sounds quite right. So this is Mushishi by Yukiro Shibara, and if you haven't heard about Mushishi, it's about a traveler. That deals with yokai. Well, it's not really yokai, they are called they are ultimately kinda yokai like creatures. But he's basically like a sort of exorcist of those different mushi, which cause like a lot of different things to happen to people. They exactly work like yokai. They cause like curses and stuff like that. And he travels the world and basically deals with them. And it's a very interesting story. I have the full set, which is quite rare. Not that the set is rare. It's rare for me to have a full set of manga, because for some reason I tend to get into series which are kind of obscure and they never get fully released. I'm just unlucky like that. So yeah, Mushishi. Really good manga. Very touching times. What it reminds me of is something that I will go for next, which is Natsume's Book of Friends, or Natsume Yujinsho, if you are familiar with the series. It's about a boy called Natsume who has the ability to see yokai. See the pattern emerge yet? The thing is, he just tries to live his normal life, but he was born with this ability to see things. I think there's like a newer series releasing now that kind of follows a similar premise. But yeah, the thing is, he has this book with names of yokai, and in the lore it is said that if you have the true name of the yokai, you can basically control them. And he has that book because his grandmother also had this ability to see yokai, but she was very strong and she managed to either trick or straight up just force all the yokai to give up their real names to her. And she had them written in this book. And now, after years, he got this book after his grandmother, and he decides to give back all of the names inside. Except he has like a guardian in a way. A yokai. He was a cat. Well, if you see his real form, he's really cool looking, but he usually shows up as this Nyanko. Nyanko sensei, they call him in the show. You must have seen him. There's so much merch of him. And the deal is, he's supposed to protect Natsume in exchange for the book. Thing is, like I said, Natsume wants to get rid of all the names in the book. So at that point, it's a bit of a weird situation where I think Nyanko sensei, or I think his real name is Madara, just can't admit that he just wants to protect Natsume for the sake of it, because he likes him. So he still pretends that he's there only because of the book. It's also an episodic series. It also has an anime adaptation. It has like 6 seasons already. And the movie in the 7th season is on its way. I just recently caught up to the movie, and I will be watching the 7th season as release. Is to say, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's very adorable, very relaxing. It's very healing. It's very healing. It has this ability to make you feel a little bit better about the world, you know? Okay, that was Natsume. I spoke a bit too much because that's a series that's very close to my heart. Let's go for... oh my goodness, this sounds a little different as well. This is Sayonara Setsuko Sensei. This is a truly bizarre manga. A truly bizarre manga. It has so much referential humor that it's tough. It is a tough read. It has like I have the first tome right now, the first volume, and let me tell you, the explanations for the jokes are like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of explanations for some of the references in the first volume. 8 pages. Yeah, it's a really funny series and gets really, really dark because it's a dark comedy. And it never released fully translated in the West because I don't know why. It probably didn't sell well enough. So this is one of the many series that I never got to collect the full set of. Well, in a way I did, right? If there's no more than what I have, then in a way I have the full collection, but I don't have the full series. And it's very sad because I really, really, really like this manga. This is a solid recommend. However, just try the first volume or something. Make sure that the humor is up your alley before you fully commit, because it's tough. Like I said, a lot of explanation, a lot of references to things that might be obscure to a lot of Japanese readers, and for non-Japanese readers, they will be even more obscure. But there's also a lot of relatable moments in it, so definitely worth recommend. This, on the other hand, this series is called Dazzle in English, or Hatenko Yugi in Japanese. I think this is the first manga I've ever bought. So it's quite old. it is quite old. I don't even know how old it is. I read it like 3 times over. It's released in 2006. So yeah, it is really old. It's really old. And it never got finished. Again, this time because the company that published it, Tokyo Pop, went under. They're back now. Surprisingly, they are back, but they only do digital editions, I think. Such a shame, because it's a really, it's both funny and kind of exciting of a series. I think it's targeted at josei, which is like kind of unusual. You don't get much josei series. It's usually like shoujo or shonen. I say that, well, I think Natsume is josei as well. Well, whatever. The series starts off as your typical shoujo, where you have this girl character which suddenly meets 2 handsome men who are into her. But then it goes off the rails so far. I'll just say that if you've ever heard of Mariaholic, that unhinged comedy, is the same author. It's Minari Endo. But the humor in this, honestly, is a lot better than Mariaholic, in my opinion. It's less crude and just a lot more funny. This did get a sort of adaptation. There is an anime, but it's just like, I think 10 episodes or something, 10 or 11, I can't remember. But it's just like it's basically like a commercial for the manga. It doesn't really keep the chronology or anything. It's just there to bring people to buy the manga, which would be fine if the whole manga released, which it didn't. Not in the West. I'm very disappointed because it's so fun and it ended on a cliffhanger. Thankfully, the author kind of broke the cliffhanger in the end notes. She kind of mentioned that, oh, don't worry about this and this. Which is good, because it ended up being the final volume. I mean, I could read it online, but I just can't. I think I mentioned before, but I just can't read manga online. I don't know why. It just doesn't work for me. There's too many distractions, you know. When I get a paperback, I can just take it with me, sit on a comfy chair, put a blanket over my legs, and just slowly immerse myself in the experience. When I open it on my PC, I have YouTube on my left monitor. I have 10 other tabs open. Like, it's not the same. It's just not the same. There's too many distractions. Okay, Dazzle. Next one. Oh, this will sound a lot different. This is a Polish release of the manga Plastic Little. I think I tapped it before. I feel like I have. This one actually also has an anime, and it's beautifully animated, but it's schlock. It's beautifully it's the kind of show that you won't recommend to anyone. And if someone asks if you watched it, you will reluctantly say, well, I guess yeah, I think I did. It's fun. It's fun. But at the very end, there's such an enormous Deus Ex Machina where just it's horrible. The ending is horrible. This one has a, well, it's not a hardcover per se, but it's like, can you hear how thick the paper is? It's a beautiful release, and they kept the original cover too, which for, mind you, for Polish releases is quite rare. And I think they kept, did they keep the, yeah, they kept the onomatopoeia intact, which, awesome. I like these releases that are like, try to keep as authentic of a feeling as possible. Especially since onomatopoeia in manga is so beautifully drawn. It's just replacing it with a generic font. It's not fair. It's not fair. If I was the artist and I drew this beautiful onomatopoeia and got my manga released in a different country, and I saw that they changed it into something like Comic Sans, I would flip my lid. Can't imagine. Oh, the author of this one is Satoshi Urishihara. Who is, I suppose, kind of famous and infamous at the same time for being very good at drawing certain aspects of the female anatomy. And not in like a crazy way, but in like a, he's just like actually good at it, like realistically good at it, not like over the top sort of way. Plastic Little. Now it's time for something that was requested of me before, because I did bring it to the microphone before. I think on one of the live streams a long time ago, and I don't even remember who asked me anymore. This is Prison School. If you know, you know. This is the first volume of Prison School, and it's so huge. It's so huge. The first volume of Prison School has, and I kid you not, well, actually, I might not be able to tell you because the pages aren't numbered. Around, I don't know, around 400 pages. It's pretty insane. And the art quality is just, considering how schlocky this series is, I'm really surprised at the artist. I think, at least that's a theory that I've heard. The author, Akira Hiramoto, used to make like very serious and realistic manga, but they were not doing too well financially. So he got frustrated and decided to make the schlockiest schlock with fan service. Oh gosh. And it got successful. So I suppose he was right. People just don't want those serious ones. But I don't think that's it. I think what makes this series is the clash. It's the contrast between the extremely serious approach to art and how detailed and like there's so much effort into every single drawing of this manga. It shouldn't, and it's a schlocky comedy with fan service, and it has the art of like a once in a century piece of art. Covers like I think the first 10 volumes or so. No, first 7 volumes I think. And it's really funny. It's really funny. It's really crude though, so depending on what your sensitivity is, you might want to skip it. But if you like crude humor, that's really funny. Check it out, because it has beautiful art as well. Like the animated scenes look, well, let's just say they do look worse than the manga. And the voice acting is supreme. There's like Hanazawa Kana, I think the main character is like Kamiya Hiroshi, which also the same voice actor who voiced the main character in Sayonara Setsubo Sensei and Natsume Yujincho. Which, funny how that happens, right? I think he's like my favorite male voice actor in general. Every role he gets, he just destroys. Ashes of Laurel, Cherry, Catpack, Enthusiast Tier members. Thank you so much for watching.